Alright boopers, in less than 24 hours Wildstar's Headstart will be live. So to calm our excitement, I've decided to make a checklist on everything you can do to prepare yourself for the launch, as well as give some leveling tips. So let's get started. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do is pretty obvious. Make sure your account is all set up properly with your Wildstar key registered, as well as the added Google Authenticator. If you haven't heard, adding the two-step Google Authenticator will give you a title, an eye patch costume, and more importantly, a 2% bonus to experience and renown gain. You can find out how to set this up just by checking into your account on their website. Now, this does require a mobile device, but if you lack one, you may be able to pull it off if you get the Windows Authenticator, which is compatible with the Google Authenticator. So I'll put a link in the description and you can download that, get everything working for yourself. The second thing you want to do is make sure your Wildstar client is downloaded and up to date. This one's pretty straightforward, but you may also want to add in a double check for your add-ons to make sure they're all in working order. Thirdly, make sure you've got the time of the Headstart marked down. You can check out this link for an accurate countdown and prepare yourself for the exact launch time. But if previous launches tell us anything, we can probably expect some hiccups despite all of Carbine's preparations. Fourth, make sure you know what server you're heading towards and be sure that you select it correctly when the game launches and you create your character. If you don't change your server yourself, it gets selected by default. Also have your character template on clipboard ready to be pasted in if you already saved one, so that you don't have to waste time making your hair did. And fifth and finally, find a guild. I mean, it's an MMO. If you don't already have one or friends to play with, check out guilds advertising on forums or some other sites. One of the #1 reasons people end up getting bored or burned out of a game is they have no friends to play with. So don't be that loner guy who's raging and flaming on the forums. Just find people to play with. And if you've got these 5 things checked off, the only things left are a case of Red Bull, some man diapers, and a fake doctor's note. So let's go over some leveling tips. If you're all about taking your time and enjoying the game, you can skip over this. You won't care about how fast you level. But if you're all about nerding to cap to getting in the raids, you'll want to listen on. So the first tip is, aside from your path quests on the starter ship, you'll want to avoid them until you reach max level, as they slow you down significantly, as do professions, with the exception of settlers spawning buffs for running faster, experience gain buffs. It's always good to make sure you have a settler in your group or you are a settler yourself. Now, second, dungeons and adventures are going to be slowing you down overall if you repeatedly do them in a group. So as tempting as it is to do them because they are fun, if you want to level fast, then you'll want to skip them too, mainly because of the next point I'm going to go over. Number 3, never, and this is the absolute most important tip, never do quests or kill monsters below your level. The diminishing returns on experience are not forgiving in Wildstar, so your goal should be to keep doing quests and killing baddies that are always higher level than you. Most players would even recommend completely skipping starter zones just to grind mobs 5 levels higher. And fourth, try to get your guild up and running as soon as possible and then start leveling in a group with your guildies, as doing stuff with guildmates in your group will start earning your guild renown, and the faster your guild levels, the faster you'll be able to get experience potions, which will definitely speed you along. Number 5, once you reach level 14, you'll be able to unlock your house, and your own house has a buff for you to give you bonus experience, so make sure to activate this as soon as possible and keep it active at all times. You can teleport to your house whenever you want and then go back to where you were before you teleported to your house just by clicking the button. It'll be on the bottom right of your screen. The 6th tip is, once you've reached level 15, you can buy your riding skill and your first mount for 10 gold. You can buy hoverboards at level 25 for the price of 25 gold, and advanced riding skill comes at level 40 for 35 gold, which will boost your speed by 15%. You'll want to keep these up to date as best you can. Not buying the hoverboard isn't a big deal, but keep in mind that it is the only mount that lets you sprint and run on water. Now, the next tip, number 7, is at around level 36, 38, questing should get somewhat linear, and around 48, 49, you'll probably run out of crests if you speed through everything. To help lessen the blow of this, make it a habit of killing monsters higher than you along the way anytime you find spots of condensed monster spawns that are higher level than you, and also keep doing challenges. Be aware of how to use the interface to repeat challenges. They have a cooldown, but if you're ever lingering in an area, take advantage of them as much as you can. The next tip, similar to number 4, even if you're not with guildies, level in a group. It's easier to kill stronger monsters when grinding, and as the group quests get harder later on, it'll make things easier for you to keep your gear at a good level if you've got a buddy to help you kill that group monster, because most of the group quests give the best gear. And the next tip, when you do get to the level cap, your first order of business should be to cap those Elder Gems as soon as possible before the cap resets on Tuesday. The cap is 140 for grinding, and you'll want to get at least 10 if you hope to start working on your raid attunement key next week. But that's it for leveling tips, so I'll get a video up next week guiding you all on how to get your attunement for raids done, on Exile at least. And I will start including guides on doing the Silver Veteran dungeons and adventures to help you with the process. In the meantime, you can check out my stream at twitch.tv/HackerEye where I'll be leveling and chilling out. Until launch though, I am booping out. Boop.